okay, this is a challenge. Actually, I've got to do the potted history of me as a musician. It started in, well, actually, the show that I was playing in Flashback was promoting a release on Negative Space, which is actually a band I did in 1980 called Damp Jungle. Following that, a band I did in 1982 called The Living Room. These are both things that Negative Space put out. Damp Jungle was kind of like post-punk kind of art rock band, sort of sounded like a cross between a pop group, and we actually ended up sounding more like Beat Happening in the end. We were odd and serious and quite good. And then the next band was The Living Room, which was the band that became The Loft. We ended up changing our name from The Living Room to The Loft when we were playing Alan McGee's Living Room Club, because it would have been stupid if we'd had the same name playing the club, so that's why we changed our name to The Loft. And The Loft signed to Creation Records in 1984, 1985, started making records on Creation. Our first single was a song called Wide as the Rain, which this is so hard to go through the whole bloody potted history. I've got to think of a different way to do this, actually. It's not going to work. Alright, yeah, key words: Creation Records. Creation Records, then we signed to Warner Brothers and it all went wrong. Major classic indie band on a major label, didn't work. Started using started not making the records we should have done. Then went back to Creation and made solo albums, which very few people bought, but I was kind of quite fond of, and it emerges now that more and more people are quite fond of, which is really nice. And then I made some more solo albums on a French label, because I had quite a big audience in France and in Europe, so did that for a few years. Mid-90s I took a break for a while, and then in the sort of late 90s I signed, I was doing a new thing called The Wisdom of Harry and Ellis Island Sound, which is maybe a bit more electronic. Still, The Wisdom of Harry was still basically song-based. And I signed to Matador Records, American independent label. Did some records for Matador. Ellis Island Sound signed to Heavenly in England. Ellis Island Sound was a band that I still do with David Shepherd. So The Wisdom of Harry. Then after Wisdom of Harry, which was sometimes me and David Shepherd, mostly me in the end, I split that split up, even though it's just me, and I went back to being Pete Astor, made some solo records, made a solo album for Static Caravan, and in the meantime I was also still making Ellis Island Sound records with David Shepherd. We made one album for Heavenly, then we made one album for Peace Frog, and then now we're on a label called Village Green. We've just done 2 albums for them, Regions and Divisions, and so that's ongoing. And then in terms of my solo stuff, I did an album for Static Caravan, Howl's Eggs, which was traditional folk songs. Did that in 2004. Then I did an album for Second Language, which is called Songbox, which was it was actually a box and it had some songs in it, and it also had a set of cover versions from different bands, like the Proper Ornaments, Connection with James, Proper Ornaments, Comet Gain, The Raincoats, Matthew Sawyer, Let's Wrestle. There's loads of really good people who covered every song on the record. So that was 2011 Songbox album. And then just recently I've started playing lots and lots of shows, because I've realised it's what I enjoy more than anything, really. Well, I enjoy that, and I enjoy teaching, and I lecture at the University of Westminster, in music, which is fantastic. And I teach music, and I can't read music, which I think is good, because that's what it's all about, really. I can play music, and I can sing music, and I can write music, but I can't read it. So that's me.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much, Peter.
Pleasure.